Hello everybody, welcome back to the Ultimate Master Course on Excel Dashboard Analytics. We're now at chapter 9 of the professional series. We're almost there, coming to the end of this. And this chapter here, chapter 9, will be about how you can make your data analysis look even more impressive, make it really stand out and look visually very appealing and effective for your audience. Okay, so there's quite a few points we'll be covering in this chapter today. Now, firstly, we'll be showing you how to use the right charts or diagrams to create an effective visual summary, as well as telling you what are the most common, the most important charts or graphs that you need to learn to become a professional in the Excel dashboard space. And finally, to also show you how to use some data labeling techniques and some highlighting techniques that you can use to make your visual analytics look much more effective. So all of this jam-packed in this chapter right now. Let's check it out in Excel. So I have Excel open right now. I just want to quickly start by showing you under the Insert tab, Recommended Charts, All Charts. What are all the charts and diagrams that Excel offers? So we've got a really huge spectrum here. Starting from the top, we've got columns, lines, pie, bar charts, area graph, even the scatter plot, and many different funky ones as well. We've got even the radar, tree map, sunburst as well. So many different kinds of charts that you can look to create or explore in your own dashboards, in your own pivot charts. Okay, I find that the most useful ones are really the column or the bar. Effectively, they are the same thing. One is vertical, whereas the other one is horizontal. Or the line chart, the line graph, which is great for your time series analysis, which shows the trend of the data that you're looking at. The pie chart as well is really useful because it basically just shows you a breakdown of the various categories inside. Now in this case, we've got category 1, 2, 3, 4 in this example, and you can see that the lighter orange and the blue one is the majority of this data set. Perhaps the three most useful charts are at the top most. So I think so long as you know how to deal with these charts, you can actually explore the rest yourself. But in this example today, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build them. So starting with the pie chart, let's quickly show you how it's done. On my left hand side here, I have a pivot table already created, drawing off the data from our sales revenue summary. And we're looking at a breakdown of the sales volumes across the various products. Now, I want to create a pie chart. Just go to Insert, click on the icon, Insert Pie or Donut Chart, and just click on it. So this very quickly shoots out your pie chart. Now, you want to label it. So let's firstly take away the fill buttons because that usually gets in the way. Design, add in a chart title at the top. We call this Sales Volumes Breakdown across products. Okay, there. And I would also want to put the legend on top. And once you're done, you can see the breakdown that the blue smartphones is really holding a majority of it, but this doesn't really give you a very effective analysis yet until you add in the numerics. Now the numerics come about when you add in your data labels, and let's say I'll just put a data call out labels on the right side like that. Okay, so it's very clear. It shows you exactly what are all the percentages you have. Smartphones calling out 57% of your total products. We've got laptops that's holding the least there at 12%. But this basically gives you the idea that if you want to create an analysis using a chart that shows the information very clearly, key thing is to choose the right chart as well as add in the chart title and just organize the chart a little, add in the data labels, and it looks very clean. Now of course we can customize the format later to make it look much more professional looking, but that's not the point here today. Now the point is really to show you that it's important to choose the right chart for the right purpose. Next, let's go over to the bar chart. Now the bar chart is something that is very useful. Now it's even probably the most useful chart, I think. So let me just show you why is that so. Let me just paste this out. Okay, we're looking at a comparison, for example 2018 versus 2019 sales revenue. Okay, you've got the breakdown here on the pivot table, accessories, laptops, smartphones, tablets. Now you want to create a bar chart. Okay, a column or bar chart. Let's go. So we've created one here. Now, first thing, get rid of the fill buttons. Let's just very quickly do a little bit of tweaking, move the legends on the top. Let's add in a chart title as well above the chart. We call this sales revenue comparison 2018 versus 2019. Yeah, okay, and add in hold on, let me just format the axis, change this to millions so it looks more concise, and let me add in the data labels outside. Okay, data labels outside. And all right, so yeah, hold on, let me put this maybe 60 and just make it look fainter, this x80. Okay, now the point that I want to drive across here is that while the column or bar chart is effective to show the snapshot comparison of the products that you're looking to measure, this column or bar chart is actually even more useful than what you think, because you're able to add an overlay on top. Now this overlay comes by means of a secondary axis. So let me just shrink it down here for a second. I'll show you what do I mean by that. Now, going back to your pivot table, say for instance you want to do a year-on-year comparison as well to show what exactly is the year-on-year comparison here. I mean, of course we know that tablets revenue jumped up to 10 and from 2, but what exactly is the year-on-year revenue difference? Let me show you how to do it. Okay, so just click on value settings here, click on show value as, and let's go down to difference from, go to year, because you're doing a year-on-year analysis and we're looking at 2018 versus 2019. There we go. Okay, so maybe I can just take this out and I call this the year-on-year difference. There we go. So I'll paste it, and maybe I would just change this into a line graph. Click change chart type, and for the year-on-year one, as a secondary axis, I'll put it as a line graph. Okay, there we go. Now back to your original column graphs. You notice that there is this ugly gap here. We want to get rid of that. Go to data series, go to series overlap, put 50. There we have it. Yeah, now the blue and the gray doesn't look very appealing. In fact, this axis here also doesn't look that appealing. Let's get rid of the decimal places, and we want to change this color as well to, maybe we do darker blue, and this one we do a lighter blue. Right, okay, you get the idea there. And let's just take this out, expand it, and you have your chart like that. Okay, let's bring it back here. There. Now you probably also want to include data labels here on the secondary axis, so go to chart element and let's put it at the center and click on those data labels, and you probably want to have it showing as contrast to highlight what is the year-on-year variance. Okay, so let's very quickly go on to them. There. Okay, in fact, you can do the formatting even better than this. I'm just showing you an example how I'm doing it. But the whole idea here is that the column graph is exceptionally useful, I feel, because it's able to have an overlay of the axis. Therefore, it is so commonly used in very professional reports out there when you're in the professional working world, in the finance world, or in the consulting space. This is something that is so commonly used. So learn this skill and impress your bosses. It's going to be very, very useful. So that's basically what your bar charts can do. Now let's move over to the line graph section, and you can see that the line graph is excellent for depicting a trend. Alright, it's very good for trend analysis. So in this example here, we've got data on sales volumes from January 2015 to December 2016, whole set of 12 months times 2, we've got 2 years, so a total of 24 data points here, and it's very clear that this is showing a downtrend in sales volumes. Of course, I mean, this is hypothetical in terms of my data, but it's very good. You get the idea that the line graph it basically works best when you're trying to show a trend analysis, and for the bar chart, it works best when you're doing a snapshot comparison. And the bar chart is really very useful as well, because you can actually add on that secondary axis overlay, which gives a second dimension of comparison there. And finally, for the pie chart, it basically just breaks down the various components in your data set. Okay, so I hope these 3 graphs here, which are the most important graphs that you need to learn, will give you a good sense of what visual analytics is all about and how you can actually make it more effective by incorporating the right graphs for the right data set and for the right purpose of your analysis. Okay, so that's a wrap for this session. I'll see you in the next chapter. See you.